All right, welcome to Brass Tacks. I'm Zaka Jacob. The Karnataka campaign has now gone into full gear with the Congress president Mallikarjun Kharge rubbing it into the BJP. He compared Prime Minister Narendra Modi to a poisonous snake. This is not the first time that a congressman or woman has referred to Prime Minister Modi in rather disparaging terms. From chaiwala to neech kisam ki aadmi, every time the Congress makes a personal attack on Modi, it seems to backfire and work in favor of Mr. Modi and the BJP. Will that be the case in Karnataka as well? We'll get to all that and more in just a moment. But first, the story out of Karnataka's campaign.
ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ ನೆಕ್ಕರು ಸತ್ತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಅದಾನೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮೋದಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ನಾ ಹೇಳಿದ ಮೊದಲೇನೆ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ನಾ ಯಾರಿಗೂ ಹೇಳೋದು ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗೂ ಹೇಳಿನಿ ವೈಯಕ್ತಿಕವಾಗಿ ಯಾರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನನಗೆ ಅಸೂಯೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋವಾಗಿದ್ರೆ ಅದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ನಾನು ವಿಶೇಷವಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ खेदवन्ना व्यक्तपडिಸ್ತೇನೆ
ऐसे बयान देना कांग्रेस की मानसिकता को दिखाता है, दर्शाता है.
It's a turning point in this election, and on the 10th of May, the last nail on the Congress coffin will be hammered by the people of Karnataka.
Mallikarjun Kharge could not have chosen a worse moment to make that comment. Karnataka elections are just a couple of weeks away, but he made an equally controversial remark before the Gujarat Assembly elections last year. Here's what that was.
Corporation में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, MLA election भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, MP election में भी तुम्हारी सूरत देखना, हर जगह कितने भाई क्या आपके रावण के जैसा सौ मुख है क्या है ಇವಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಅದ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡೋಣ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ನೆಕ್ಕಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗಿರಿ ನೆಕ್ಕರು ಸತ್ತ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇದು ವಿಷಯ ಅದಾನೋ ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಮೋದಿ ಕೊಟ್ಟನ ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನ ಪ್ರಧಾನ ಮಂತ್ರಿ ನಾವು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನೋಡೋಣ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡೋಣ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಆ ವಿಷಯವನ್ನ ನೆಕ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಮಲಗೇ ಬಿಡ್ತೀರಲ್ಲೇ.
Not the first time that the Congress has targeted Prime Minister Modi personally and has ended up paying a price in elections that followed thereafter. In 2007, when Mr. Modi was Chief Minister of Gujarat, Sonia Gandhi had famously called him Maut ka Saudagar, referring to the 2002 riots. The BJP won more than 100 seats in the assembly elections in 2007 in Gujarat. In 2014, just before the Lok Sabha elections, Congress leader Mallikarjun had made a chai-wala dig at Mr. Modi. The BJP centered its entire campaign around Modi being a chaiwala, and the party ended up winning 282 seats alone in the Lok Sabha. In 2016, the aftermath of the surgical strikes, Rahul Gandhi said Prime Minister Modi had indulged in khoon ki dalali. The BJP ended up winning more than 300 seats in the Uttar Pradesh assembly elections. In 2017, again, it was Manishankar Ayyar. This time he referred to Prime Minister Modi as a neech kisam ki aadmi and swept the Gujarat Assembly polls. And in December last year, Mallikarjun Kharge, the Congress president, referred to Prime Minister Modi as a Ravan, and the BJP sealed its biggest ever win in the state of Gujarat. So what exactly is at stake for the Congress in Karnataka this time, and will Mallikarjun Kharge's remarks have an impact on the electoral outcome? Now, obviously, a win is important for the Congress to remain politically relevant before the 2024 Lok Sabha elections. It also needs to win in order to try and pitch itself as the fulcrum of a united opposition. The party is not in power in any of the southern states. In fact, it is only in power in 3 states across the country. So will this comment cost the Congress? Will it come back to bite the Congress and hurt it in this election campaign, where admittedly the Congress seems to be having its nose ahead? Aprajita Sarangi is BJP Member of Parliament and National Spokesperson. Brijesh Kalappa formerly used to be with the Congress, now Aam Aadmi Party leader and candidate from Bangalore. Sanjay Jha, political analyst, will be joining us, and Sanket Yenagi, KPCC spokesperson, will also be joining us. Aprajita Sarangi, first things first, Is there a pattern here where you believe that the Congress at critical times in critical elections ends up making these sort of personal comments against Mr. Modi in a way that it costs the Congress party?
A very good evening. Frustration, desperation, hopelessness and cynicism. I think these are the words that come to my mind when I think of the Congress and Mallikarjun Kharge ji against the backdrop of his statement of poisonous snake made against Prime Minister Modi in Karnataka. See, Mallikarjun Kharge, the president of the Congress party, knows what's coming. They are going to bite the dust in the Karnataka elections, and I tell you, the people of Karnataka will definitely not take his expression very lightly, very kindly. Now here is a person, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who is loved by most of the Indians, and in 3 consecutive surveys at the world level, he has been adjudged as the most popular leader. So whom is he speaking against? And this is not for the first time that the Congress has done so. I think you just talked about many instances. Ravan, Neech, Maut ka Saudagar, Modi teri kabr khudegi. What kind of expression? See, we are talking about the Prime Minister of the country. We need to have some respect for this highest constitutional post too. And more so, we are talking about a very popular leader of the country who is accepted by all. So I think more or less this expresses reflects the mindset of the Congress. They have stooped very low, and I think they know what's coming. They are desperate, they are frustrated, and you rightly pointed out that before the Gujarat Assembly elections, Prime Minister Modi had been termed Ravan by the same person, and we know what happened thereafter. So I'm sure this statement would boomerang, and we are going to win the Karnataka elections, and I think Congress will have to pay for this kind of
So let me ask Brijesh Kalappa, I mean, although Mr. Kharge has apologized and clearly, you know, you can say what you want about him apologizing for it, but the damage seems to have already been done. The damage is that you are making a personal attack against someone whose integrity seems to be above board, whose image amongst the public seems to be above board, and personal attacks when it comes against Mr. Modi, in the past at least we have seen it has not worked. So what explains why Mr. Kharge said what he said, and then of course the subsequent retraction and apology, if you will?
Zaka, one part of course is the fact that I don't agree with the words of Mr. Kharge. Where was the need to call anybody anything? I don't think this is the time to call anybody names. This is not the time to do that. Speak about your own agenda, speak about what you're going to do. I mean, because this kind of words, they actually take you nowhere. Of course, that is one part of it. But 2 is that there is a severe firefighting, which is apparent from the fact that the BJP has been trying to point fingers at the Congress party one way or another over the last 1 week. Because just a couple of days earlier, it was a different debate where the allegation was that Mr. Siddaramaiah had made a comment against the Lingayats. So ultimately, the BJP seems to be wanting to try to ride on some kind of a sympathy that the Congress has said X, Y, or Z. Honestly, these things don't matter. What really matters to the public is the fact that there is a serious allegation of 40% corruption. And these allegations were made by no less than the Contractors Association. The Contractors Association written to not to anybody else, but to the Prime Minister, not now, nearly 3 years ago. Prime Minister did absolutely nothing about it, forgot about it. And while we were all waiting with bated breath that the Prime Minister would act, finally Prime Minister acted, but not against the corrupt ministers or so on and so forth, not against Mr. Ishwarappa, not against Mr. Limbavali, or on the basis of which 2 people had committed suicide, or not Mr. Madal Virupakshappa was caught red-handed with 8 crore, but the Contractors Association president was picked up middle of the night. 84-year-old man was brought before the magistrate. So I think all this, you know, trying to point one finger at the Congress party and all that is not going to help. At least in Karnataka, the landscape of Karnataka is totally different. This is not going to have any impact at all whatsoever on the Karnataka people. Karnataka people are actually angry with Mr. Modi.
Okay, let me ask Sanket, once again, Brijesh, let me ask Sanket Yenagi this. Of course, Brijesh says that this will have no impact on the elections and that personal attacks on Mr. Modi will not have an impact on the Karnataka elections. But the fact is, We have seen this in the past in Gujarat, where he was called Dasar Ka Ravan, and then before that in the Neech ki Kisam ki Aadmi comment by Manishankar Iyer before the 2017 Gujarat elections, Chaiwala before 2014. Mr. Modi will be hitting the campaign trail in Karnataka on Saturday, and we are expecting that he will use this comment by no less than the Congress president to turn it around and say that this is the Congress's elitist mindset, that they represent the ideas of one family, one set of individuals. They have contempt for the rest of the political class, including the Prime Minister.
Firstly, the Karnataka people, the voters of the Karnataka are wise enough to identify what the real issues are in this state. And this is no longer an issue in this state. And there is a saying in English, what you reap is what you sow.
Mm-hmm.
And if you look at the circumstances wherein Prime Minister Modi has said Shurpaniki to one of the Congress MP and a raincoat PM to the Prime Minister, former Prime Minister in the Parliament, and Congress ki Vidhva to the former President of the Congress, and to Rahul Gandhi so many times, so many ways. Like that, everyone has been targeted by Mr. Modi. And when Mr. Modi can target others, similarly he will get targeted. And secondly, Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge has very clearly said that it was the BJP's ideology which he wanted to refer, and he has referred it to. And more so, he is not personally targeting Mr. Modi. When he made a clarification to that aspect of the matter, in my opinion, there is no further debate required on this issue, and it has to come to an end.
But
Why
Mr.
the BJP
Mr. Yenagi, the point is, why did Mr. Kharge have to say these words? The fact that he said it, comparing Mr. Modi to a poisonous snake, and then sort of retracting from it, the damage has already been done. Now, you cannot stop Mr. Modi from raising this issue and saying that, look, this is what the Congress refers to the Prime Minister of the country in rather disparaging terms and tenor.
I would answer this question. We can't stop BJP, or we can't stop Modi, or we can't stop certain section of the media from raising this issue, because that is their benefit. And more so for the second point which I would like to make is, the real issues are entirely different. Corruption is the real issue. Malnutrition is another issue. And underdevelopment in the state of Karnataka is another issue. The poor promises made by the BJP while coming to power, which have not been fulfilled, not even 10% is the issue. And contractors associations allegations are the issues. And the money which has been unearthed in the house of the BJP legislators or the BJP ministers is an issue. So there are so many issues which the BJP is unable to answer or unable to react to those issues, for which reason ultimately BJP has to rely upon some issue to divert the attention of the people, which will not be.
So let me ask Sanjay Jha, is this a diversionary tactic, or whether it is something that will cost the Congress because personal attacks have not worked against Mr. Modi? Fact of the matter is that there was this feeling that, keep it to local issues, keep it to, corruption by the Mumbai government, the reservation issue, which a lot of people seem to be agitated about. But somehow here comes the national president of the Congress and says something which is completely uncalled for, actually, in the campaign of Karnataka, to make a personal attack against Mr. Modi. Now, you can't blame the BJP if they're going to take this to town, saying that, look, this reflects the mindset of the Congress party, because after all, no less than the president of the Congress party has made this comment.
Zaka, I can tell you this is a manifestation of BJP's political desperation. I just spoke actually a couple of hours ago to some people from Karnataka, and they are unanimous in saying that the 40% cut government, I mean, it's such a joke that this is how BJP is being talked about in the political lexicon in Karnataka, and I think all over the country. They are headed for a rout, for a wipeout. And I can tell you the exhibition over, the comment made by Imran Pratap Garhi when he was met Atiq Ahmed some decades ago, or, blaming Mr. Siddaramaiah, as I think the gentleman spoke before me, tells you that the BJP is cornered and they are headed for a defeat. And I'll give you two examples that are very pertinent statement here, Zaka. To me, I'll tell you what is more serious, and the voters and the enlightened voters of Karnataka are fully aware. Amit Shah, India's Home Minister, responsible for the internal security of this country, makes a statement where he says that if the BJP were not to come into power in Karnataka, they will face communal riots. This is the man who's supposed to spread serenity and create tranquility and syncretism in our society. He has an FIR against him lodged by the Congress. I mean, isn't that a mammoth shame? You think the people of Karnataka are not aware? And that is the fundamental challenge to our future. The second point, Narendra Modi, and I'm going to quote to you, this is very important, and I want to quote this to you, Zaka. He accused Dr. Manmohan Singh. It was not another ad hominem attack. He said that Dr. Manmohan Singh was hand in glove with Pakistan, trying to install Amit Patel or somebody with Pakistan sympathy as the chief minister of Gujarat.
No,
Guess
but
what?
Sanjay, one second. Sanjay, I'm sorry I'm interrupting, but you're missing the tree for the woods. And here's the fact of the matter. That's whenever Mr. Modi makes a personal attack with his 50 crore ki girlfriend or Jersey cow or whatever, it doesn't seem to affect the BJP electorally as it does the Congress whenever it makes a personal attack against Mr. Modi or anyone from the BJP. There seems to be, I mean, you can call this the electoral differential, but the fact is that electorally, this has cost the Congress party in the past, and it could likely, possibly cost the Congress party again in Karnataka in 2023. Whereas on the BJP side, whenever there is an attack that's made by Mr. Modi or anybody from the BJP, a personal attack on the Congress, it doesn't seem to hurt the BJP as much electorally. That's the critical difference.
Zaka, let me tell you, Karnataka is not Gujarat, number one. And I'm being very explicit here. Trust me, that end of day, Karnataka has fundamental challenges, not just of corruption, by the way. If you look at the data, and I read the whole data on the socio-economic indicators, Karnataka is worse off under the BJP since they came into power. But allow me to make one statement here.
Yeah.
I'm quoting this because we are discussing, the BJP spokesperson talked about the standards of constitutional office. Let me put this on record. This is what Dr. Manmohan Singh said when he demanded an apology from Narendra Modi. These are his words. Please give me 15 seconds to put it on record. I'm deeply pained and anguished by the falsehoods and canards being spread to score political points in a lost cause by none other than Prime Minister Modi. Sadly and regrettably, Modi is setting a dangerous precedent by his insatiable desire to tarnish every constitutional office, including that of the Prime Minister. What does Mr. Modi's credibility here to kind of get very peeved? Because in a statement in an election speech, I don't agree ad hominem attacks, and I don't agree with them. But if Mr. Kharge said about snakes being slippery and not to be trustworthy, Mr. Modi is the last person in India to be actually appearing to be so thin-skinned that we can take offense against it. I think the voters of
So let me ask Aprajita Sarangi, how is it kosher when either Mr. Modi or senior leaders of your party make personal attacks from Pappu to Jersey cow to 50 crore ki girlfriend? All of these have been made by senior BJP leaders. That is kosher. But when Mr. Kharge or anybody else from the Congress makes personal attacks against Mr. Modi, that's not acceptable. Isn't that double standards?
See, this is the fault of the Congress and its well-wishers. I'm hearing the esteemed members from the panel, and all of them have been trying to cover up what Mr. Kharge said, or kind of standing by him, supporting him, defending him. So this is not the time. Don't digress from the central concern. We are talking about the Prime Minister of the country, and he has used such words which he should not have used. And this is not the time to use. See, Mr. Kharge, being the president of the party, representing the Congress in Kalburgi, would have spoken about the roadmap that he had for the people of Karnataka. He would have talked about the elements of the manifesto of Congress. He would have actually criticized us, our working style, since we have the government there. So I think those things are very much there, and they would have been well within their right. But he did not do so. He went personal, and this will definitely cost them a lot. I am sure the people of Karnataka are watching, the nation is watching, and the people of Karnataka would give a befitting reply on the 10th of May.
Okay.
Tomorrow our Prime Minister is going to Karnataka. He would be there till 7th. He would be interacting with the people of Karnataka. And I am sure Mr. Kharge has already realized his mistake. And again, we have seen his tweets. He is saying we are talking of BJP ideology. No, Mr. Kharge, you talked about Mr. Modi. We have heard your statements. And you did not talk about BJP ideology. You talked about Mr. Modi and you referred to him as a poisonous snake. And this will definitely cost you dear.
Okay, so let me ask Sanket Yenagi. The point is that, obviously what people are looking for, especially from an alternative political arrangement, as is the case in Karnataka from the Congress, is what better policies can you offer or what different policies can you offer from the current establishment? Instead of focusing on that or what promises you are willing to make to the people of Karnataka, instead of focusing on that, Mr. Kharge has gone ahead and made an unwarranted and possibly a costly attack against Prime Minister, a personal attack against the Prime Minister. What explains why he did what he did? Because surely all you need to do is to continue to hammer home the message that the BJP government under Mr. Bommai has failed to deliver for the ordinary people of Karnataka, whereas the Congress has a plan. Instead, this personal attack has only given the BJP and Mr. Modi momentum.
Firstly, while discussing about the issues of the Karnataka, Mr. Kharge has referred to so many ideologies of the BJP which are dangerous to the society, which are dangerous to the democracy and the democratic setup. While he referring to the ideology, he made a remark on this and he clarified it at the subsequent stage. And secondly, we don't stop BJP from taking up this issue and wrapping up. The reason being, BJP has no answers to the questions raised by the opposition and also by the people at large from the state of Karnataka. BJP and its credibility is already been known to the people, and nothing more than that they can discuss. Either they can discuss about Hindu-Muslim or communal tensions or about reservation about Muslims or about Modi's remark on the Modi or Modi's surname. Other than that, they have no issue at all. Let me go to one aspect of the matter. The sympathy on Mr. Modi on the basis of the allegations of naming Mr. Modi in any way will not have any impact in the state of Karnataka, the voters here, particularly in the light of certain facts which are already in the public
No, but
domain.
Mr. Yenagi, that's what the Gujarat Congress said. That's what the Congress said before the Lok Sabha election of 2014. Why should we believe that the people of Karnataka are not incensed by these personal attacks on Prime Minister Modi?
1 minute. Firstly, Mr. Satyapal Malik's recent remark that Mr. Modi do not identify himself away from the corruption, that has not been answered by Mr. Modi. On the Adani issue, Mr. Modi has not come up with any clarification so far.
But Mr. Yenagi, none of these are personal attacks against Mr. Modi. These are issues that matter to the people of the state, but these are not personal issues. What Mr. Kharge, your party president, has done is a below-the-belt personal attack against the Prime Minister. Both of it, you can't compare it. It's apples and oranges.
Let me answer. When these are all the serious allegations being posed on Mr. Prime Minister cannot answer on Adani issue or the corruption issue or the issues of the development or the issues of communal clashes in the state of Karnataka or the issues of law and order.
You have all of these issues. Why do you have to invoke poisonous snake? Is that the most serious sort of counter that you have against the Prime Minister? It makes no sense. Anyway, let me ask, one second. Let me ask Brijesh Kalappa of the Aam Aadmi Party. Something is happening in Karnataka. There was this sense that, Congress seems to be finally getting its act together. The BJP, of course, had its own share of troubles with ticket distribution and so on and so forth. But now, this personal attack, and obviously Mr. Modi is going to be on the campaign trail starting Saturday. Do you see that sort of turning the tide or turning this election, as did the Neech comment in 2017?
No, for this reason, Zaka, that as far as Mr. Modi's popularity is concerned, in Karnataka it has diminished to a large extent for this reason that Mr. Modi was largely unavailable to the people of Karnataka when there were floods, when there was drought, when even during the Maharashtra crisis, when Maharashtra was claiming Belgaum, when the Kaveri crisis was looming large, when Krishna was on fire, during the Mahadai agitation. Mr. Modi has largely been unavailable to the people of Karnataka. This despite the fact that 26 MPs have been elected from the Bharatiya Janata Party. So therefore, people have consistently, whether it's on the issue of roads in Bangalore, when you say double engine, people in fact gave a triple engine. They in fact voted the BJP even in the BBMP. Despite that, on every occasion when the people wanted the Prime Minister's intervention, including the President of the Contractors Association, of course, everybody had such high hopes about the Prime Minister. And when the Prime Minister only decides to turn up during elections, today I must tell you, the people of Karnataka are absolutely furious. And, you know, this kind of stray comment is not going to
I want to move to another issue which Sanjay obviously will weigh in on as well. I think the narrative that's being set by the Congress is 40% Sarkar, Commission Sarkara. The narrative that the BJP is trying to set is that the Congress is this 4% reservation for minority Sarkara. So it's polarization on the one hand versus corruption on the other. The question, Sanjay, is what will the people of Karnataka buy more? Is corruption more of an issue that they care about and feel in a way that it's a vote determinant issue? Or is it the issue of communal polarization, as has been outlined by the Union Home Minister, that this 4% Muslim reservation was brought in by the Congress government and therefore, and the BJP was the one that took it away, therefore this is an issue of religious divide?
Zaka, let me tell you, BJP's opportunism or its hypocrisy has been caught out very openly. The Supreme Court has stayed their attempt to remove the Muslims from the quota and then to try and make the Vokaligas and the Lingayats believe that the BJP stands for them. Here is a political party that actually represents nobody in Karnataka, but only their lust for power. The very fact the Supreme Court has heard it, has put a stay till May 9th, tells you that the BJP today has absolutely no locus standi to go and tell the people of Karnataka that we stand for you. Because so far, all they have done is actually indulged in self-aggrandizement and brazen corruption.
But Sanjay, how do you then account for what Mr. Siddaramaiah, one of the chief ministerial hopefuls of the Congress party, former chief minister, said that if the Congress were to be voted back to power, they would increase the reservation cap from 50% as it stands currently to 75%. Now, if you're from the general category, the forward category in the state, what would you say to those people? Out of 100 medical seats, you're competing for 25. I mean, is that even fair?
Zaka, let me answer this. The issue of, affirmative action or positive discrimination is something that all political parties are discussing very animatedly today. One of the parties that, by the way, has been most pro-reservation has actually been the BJP. So the truth is this. These are matters of policy that will have to be debated. We all know that there is a cap of 50%. The Supreme Court will have to intervene into it. There will have to be research done in terms of backwardness, etc. And you cannot just kind of end of day assume that everything will happen unless it goes through a proper process of due diligence. But what Mr. Siddaramaiah is not saying is that I'm going to create reservation against somebody for benefiting somebody. I think the BJP is so polarizing that it is willing to divide this country just to get into power. I think in Karnataka, they will get a resounding reply.
So let me ask Aprajita Sarangi on this issue of removal of Muslim reservation. No less than the Supreme Court of India has said, let's keep the status quo till the 9th of May. We're not going to change the status quo. Is there a feeling that the BJP did not entirely think through the legal and certainly the political ramifications of scrapping that 4% Muslim quota and redistributing it 2% each to Vokaligas and Lingayats?
The matter is sub judice. We have not lost the case. So it's wrong to say that we did not think through. We did think through, and that's our policy. That's our ideology. Bharatiya Janata Party is an ideology-based party. We would not go for any kind of appeasement politics. We don't believe in giving special category status to a particular category of people within the society. We don't advocate reservation on religious lines. And that is why we said no to this 4% reservation for the Muslims, as simple as that. And we stand by that. We have gone to the court. Honorable Supreme Court has given certain directions and we abide by the orders of the Honorable Supreme Court. But as far as our stand is clear, it's amply clear. And we are very well aware of the fact that the Congress had been trying, to have this 4% reservation. So I think
but Aprajita Sarangi, how do you respond to what the Congress is saying, that this is basically the BJP being a communal party, showing its true colors, its true self, as it were? You can couch behind the fact that this was done by the court, but the fact is the implementation of that court order has to be done by the state government.
I can tell you with all conviction at my command that our party, the Bharatiya Janata Party, wants to take everybody along. Everybody enjoys a special category status as far as our government is concerned. So I think with this kind of ideology, with this kind of thought process, we would definitely not advocate for any kind of reservation on religious lines. This is nothing but appeasement politics. We want to go for the welfare of all, whether it be Hindus or Muslims or any other caste. So I think let's not get into this debate. We are very firm on this particular matter. And I'm sure we are just 2 weeks away from the elections. 10th of May is coming. People of Karnataka would decide, and it would be the decision.
Sanjay, quick fact check. Sanjay, quick fact check, and then I'm going to wrap up after that. 30 seconds,
Yeah, one quick fact check. The BJP spokesperson is being disingenuous. The reservation for Muslims is not on religious grounds, it's on backwardness. And I think she should know that. When you come for a national debate, you can't be so ill-prepared.
All right, we'll leave it at that. Thank you very much to all our guests. We'll see how the story plays out. Clearly, it's gone beyond the realm of the legal. It's now in the people's court. It's become political. And of course, you can expect the Prime Minister to go at the Congress pretty hard when he starts campaigning from Saturday on this comment about him being a poisonous snake. Personal attacks have never really worked for the Congress and against Mr. Modi. It's always been the other way around, right from Matka Saudagar in 2007. But let's